Okay, so refresh again on the type of people that are visiting your website. One group are end users. They're just interested in surfing and finding websites and answering the question, where to next? Among them, there's a certain percentage of website owners or business people that own websites that are interested in getting advertising for their website. And in that group, though, what we know about them is that they do in fact have a website, which makes them prime candidates to become a bungeebones partner or affiliate by adding the web directory too. So if they get recruited, they are building the bungeebones network. Well, that's good for bungeebones, right? Well, what's in it for you? Well, if let's compare it to Google. If you run AdSense ads and somebody comes and clicks the link and they go off to another website and they discover Google AdSense and they never heard of it and they say, wow, what a deal, and they become a lifelong customer of Google and pay them tens of thousands of dollars in advertising fees over the course of their connection. How much would you get? Well, your deal with Google is you get paid per click. So you already got your click worth way back at the beginning. Google gets the customer and you got your crumb. Well, bungeebones, we don't do that. If somebody comes in and becomes aware of bungeebones and they're a webmaster and they are registered either free or paid and they add a web directory, then we believe that you were the prime and procuring cause of them becoming a bungeebones customer. And in return and in appreciation, we pay you 50% of whatever advertising they pay or whatever advertising they earn through their web directory. Okay? Well, excuse me, did I say 50%? They get 50%, and bungeebones and you then split the remaining 50. So that's 25% apiece. So the way bungeebones approaches it is that you are a partner with bungeebones in the advertising business. You contribute your web traffic. You become a agent representing the web traffic to sell it. And you are a recruiting station that can recruit other websites into the network and earn money in both those ways. So that is the definition of multi-level. And I've never been a large fan of multi-level. Let me explain why I ended up selecting that method. One, I didn't think it was fair to not to do it. Like I said, if somebody becomes a lifelong customer of Google and they only get a crumb, something's not right. So that was one aspect. But one thing that kept me away from it is the whole concept of like pyramiding and that type of thing. Well, in my brief experience with multi-level, one other thing that always kept me antagonistic towards the idea was that I would have to pay to join this thing, and usually when I work, I get paid, not me paying them. Now, I know employers earn money off labor. That's part of business, but to pay somebody else for the opportunity to go to work for them just doesn't settle right. And at the same token, pyramids are illegal, and there's a difference between multi-level and pyramids. And basically, the law differentiates the two by the factor of determining how much money is earned by recruiting in comparison to how much is earned by actual sales of a product. So I've structured this to stay as far away from a pyramid as is possible, I believe, by offering this web directory, the business opportunity, the multi-level opportunity, all absolutely free. Okay. Um, if you've got a website, you've invested heavily in it already, probably. You've probably are going to be advertising in other media, newspapers, radio, TV, pay-per-click to get people to your website. There's no reason for me to ask for any more of an investment. And if I really consider you a partner and we're on a joint venture to aggregate our web traffic and share in the sales opportunity that's created, we're creating a product out of thin air that wasn't in existence before we started working together, then there's no need to charge people for that. Now, I've invested a large amount of my time in developing this bungeebones web directory. It's unique. I'm a one-man operation right now, and it's basically leaving the testing stage to the point where it really needs some serious marketing. It hasn't gotten that yet. I've just started making videos about it, and there still might be some bugs in it, and so keep that in mind when you join. The next video I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and how that stirred me to get a lot of the refactoring of the code done here these past few months. And if you haven't heard of Bitcoin, then you might find this next episode quite interesting.